Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for January 16th. We are looking at the U.S. Swiss. You can see that, let me zoom in a little bit. This pair has created an inside bar. We're looking for an inside bar trade. If it doesn't break to the upside, I'm looking for a what I call a windows trade. So kind of an interesting setup. Let me drop some trend lines on here so you can get a better feel for exactly what I'm looking for. To the upside, if we get a breakout above the 0.9330 mark, I'm looking for it to move on up into this range using a stop loss, roughly a 1-to-1, basically this low of about 47 pips, looking for it to move up to about 50 pips. Now, if we get a breakout to the downside, I'm looking for what I call a windows trade, basically a short off of 0.9283. and looking for it to come down down to the 0.9227 mark. The reason I'm looking for this to occur is if we get a breakout, it should move on up off of this inside bar trade. And to the downside, we have a windows trade between these two. We have a sell at 0.9283 and then exiting at 0.9227. So those are the two trades I'm looking at. Doesn't really matter which way the market moves. That is what I'm looking for. Now, as far as to the downside, the stop loss on that would be the high here of about a 49 pip stop loss, looking to grab about 55. So both are a little bit better than a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now, as far as news announcements go, tomorrow we have the European Central Bank publishing monthly report. At 4 a.m. Eastern. Of course, no numbers. Numbers are already been released, so most likely it will not affect the market. Then a little bit later at 4:45 p.m. Eastern, we have the New Zealand Consumer Price Index being released for the fourth quarter. We're showing a bump from 0.8% up to 1.2%. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have the Chinese releasing their real gross domestic product for the fourth quarter. They're showing a hold at 2.2% for that. And that pretty much year to date, they're showing a slight increase from 7.4% up to 7.8% for real GDP, which would be really good news for the Chinese if that does come out at those numbers. Now, as far as ranges go, let me zoom in a little bit. Looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair first. This particular trade or this particular pair, looking for it to go up to 89.17, possibly down to 87.52. Look for some resistance around 88.95 and look for some support around 87.05. Now, the Euro USD pair, this pair closed down during today's session. Look for it to potentially go up to 133.74. Possibly down to 132.12. Look for some resistance around 133.35 and look for some support around 132.47. Now, the pound US dollar pair closed lower, broke through previous areas of support. Look for it to potentially go as high on a reversal up to 161.21, possibly down to 159.07. Look for some resistance around 16100. And look for some support around 159.75. Now, the U.S. Swiss, this pair closed down, did create an inside bar like we talked about. Look for it to potentially go as high as 0.9361, possibly as low as 0.9252. Look for some resistance around 0.9332 and look for some support around 0.9275. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.